Welcome to Season 3 of the FIZ Show. This is a very special episode where we are going to feature the newest Chief Executive Officer of Premier Credit, Mr. Vincent Malekani. Vincent, how are you doing?
Thank you, and welcome to our viewers.
Glad to have you.
Thank you.
So first of all, congratulations on the new role.
Thank you, Cedric.
So are you able to tell us about your background and your experiences and your journey so far that led you to this position?
Okay, that's an interesting one. So I started my career as a typical banker. And by banking, obviously, I mean like the basics of banking. I started on as a cashier with Stanbic Bank. It's the receiving and paying out of money. Nothing fancy about being a cashier, but I think that's the core of banking. That's where it starts from. From there, I moved on to Barclays Bank, which is ABSA now, where I started on as in personal banking. So did everything, which is, again, the basics of banking, opening accounts, processing loans, and all that. Then from there, I moved on into credit. And in credit, I pretty much did everything that is done in credit, from origination to recoveries and everything in between. So I did that. Then after that, I moved on to corporate banking, a very interesting space in banking. After that, I left ABSA, then moved on to Investors Bank. Started on with within the products. So I was heading products in Investors Bank, and then moved on to be the head of department for agents banking. And I think it's was one of my proudest moments, in the sense that this was a new department in the bank, but it was also a new type of banking in the Zambian market. So happy to say that Investors Bank was the first bank to introduce agents banking in Zambia, and I was the first one to head that team. And then from there, I moved on to MasterCard, where my role started on, first of all, as an account manager for the entire SADC, excluding South Africa. So all the 14 countries, excluding South Africa. And then it narrowed down, moving on from account management to business development, narrowing it down just to the Rhodesia of to the Rhodesia Nyasaland, like the federation, the way it was. So I was managing Malawi, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Then it was later narrowed down to only managing Zambia and Malawi. So by then I was promoted to country director. So I was looking after Zambia and Malawi. Yeah. So that's my journey. Yes.
You have quite an interesting experience and a very, very inspiring journey, I must say.
Thank you.
So you have quite a number of years that you have led even change, even other organizations that you've been in. So what are some of the key opportunities and challenges that you have identified in the market, and how do you plan on approaching these two components?
Thank you very much. I think what we could see, and I think what I saw while at MasterCard, and obviously what I'm seeing in my current role, there's quite a lot of similarities. I think the passion, and I would like to take this particular time to just say thank you to the co-founders, Eugene and Chirufya Mtale, Eugene Mwila and Chirufya Mtale, who founded Premier Credit, for putting their confidence in me. I think I do buy into their vision. I like what they are trying to build. And so what the opportunities that have been seeing is around financial inclusion, inclusive finance for everyone, making sure that everyone who is left out by the mainstream financial institutions are onboarded. And obviously, with that, we cannot do it in the traditional way that banking is done, the brick and mortar, and just all the touch points that are being used to reach out to our customers. So this calls for a lot of innovative approach towards reaching out to our customers. So in a nutshell, what we're trying to build here is a digital bank, the digital bank of the future, something that will financially include everyone, particularly the SMEs. And so to answer your question directly, I think the opportunities lie around the informal economy. People are because those are the people who are excluded, and those are the ones that we're targeting. Those who are playing out in the informal economy, as well as even some individuals, not just businesses, because sometimes when you talk about informal economy, we are thinking about individuals, we are thinking about SMEs, sorry, but also they are individuals who a typical bank will not look at. And so those are the people that we're looking at. So that's where we're seeing an opportunity. So if you think of the challenges, obviously the challenges comes with they are basic. Some of them have to do with infrastructure, because if we have to go digital, then we need to think about how ready is our infrastructure, not from a company point of view, but as a nation. So when you think about digital, then obviously you're talking about bandwidth, you're talking about internet and all these things. So I think I would tell you that connectivity is one of the key challenges that I see in the market, because for us to realize the vision that we have and what we're trying to do, that needs to be in place. But of course, we also need support from all the regulatory authorities to make sure that they have regulations which are friendly to institutions that are coming up to solve some of these problems that customers do have, and the country at large.
Okay, and also, what culture would you like to build? There's a lot of innovation, obviously, as part of the culture of Premier Credit and inclusiveness. But what culture would you like to build? And looking at the fact that you mentioned they're trying to be the digital bank of the future, a Pan-African digital bank of the future, how would you like to go around building around this particular culture and concepts?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. So in terms of what culture we need to build, obviously I know you could be familiar with a typical culture that prevails in fintechs. When these financial technology companies are starting up, there's a certain vibe that goes around how things are done. So what you're looking at innovation, you're looking at creativity. So in terms of what culture we need to build, it has to be a culture that allows innovation and creativity to flourish. So that's the culture that we're looking at. That's the culture that we want to build.
And looking at the Pan-African Digital Bank of the future, you mentioned the opportunities for inclusion. How big is it from your various experiences, even in your previous role? How big is it on the continent?
It is a very big opportunity that is out there, because if you look at, sometimes I think we obviously overestimate like the reach of financial services, but when you look at the reality on the ground, you see that a lot of people are financially excluded. So, I may not have numbers offhand, but what you could see is there are millions of people, for example, in the continent of Africa, who are excluded financially, and this our captive market. If we look at our own case here in Zambia, you would see that probably north of 8 million Zambians could be financially excluded. If all the stats here and there could be something that we're looking at, and so there is a huge captive market to look at, but obviously it's not just giving these, because sometimes when we're thinking around people who are financially excluded and all that, sometimes we pretty much are just thinking about the basics of what these people need to do. But first of all, what we're thinking around is how do we bring these people into the mainstream financial services where they can have the ability to do what everybody else needs to do, like making a payment, receiving a payment, and then from there, their data is captured. This data can be used for them to get a loan. This data can be used for insurance, for various things. And so for individuals, for us to pretty much just say someone is financially included, I think we need to look at a broad spectrum of matrices, not just looking at someone who is able to receive money, because sometimes when someone can receive money through mobile money, sometimes we think, yeah, there is financial inclusion, but we need to look at a broader spectrum of an array of financial services that these people should be able to receive, and that's what we at Premier Credit we're looking at.
Okay, and then over the past couple of years, we've seen the rise of artificial intelligence and other unique and groundbreaking innovations. What are some of the technological trends that you are actually looking at and looking to incorporate in your offering?
Yeah, obviously, if you look at AI, I think it's AI is the in thing currently, and I think one would be very mad to not to put it in their product construct, and that's what we are trying to do. We would want to incorporate AI from the very start in our product construct, because we know that it saves us even a lot of human capital in doing some of these things, but it also brings about efficiency in the way we can deliver our service to our customers. The other thing that we would want to also embrace are things, for example, like biometrics. These are very important advances in technology, which also brings about efficiency in the financial sector, and also warding off things like fraud. When you look at biometrics, it just to a certain extent reduces the chances of fraud. And
looking at all of this that's going on, what is your key strategic focus going forward?
Yeah, I think in any business, customers are key, and our strategic focus is to make sure that we deliver well from a customer experience point of view. So I think I may not even go too much into detail. I would just, first of all, at this particular time, want to appreciate our customers who have been patronizing services from Premier Credit. But what I would want to say is there's more to come as we try to make sure that we bring about a change in the way that we deliver our services, in a manner that will make it very convenient for them, that's efficient, and that takes away all the pain points that most of our customers experience with accessing financial services.
And also, do you have any particular school of thought that you follow? What is your leadership style? And what are your personal principles that you live by and that have got you to this point that you have reached?
Yeah, that's an interesting one, yeah. So I think when it comes to leadership style, what I would say is I would prefer to get my hands dirty, roll my sleeves, and what some people would pretty much call leading from the front. I think that's what I prefer. I think it means getting stuff done, not always relying on people to get stuff done. I think that easily moves into the second question that you're asking about personal principles, which have gotten me to where we are. I think you must realize that I think for the longest of time, even way before COVID, much of my work was remote with MasterCard, and there it teaches you the thing of self-governance, where you need to do personal leadership, govern yourself, make sure that you account for your time properly as you go about your work. And so personal leadership, meaning being able to lead yourself properly, to always focus on outcome, because then there's no one who says you've knocked off. What time is it? And ABCD. I think the focus is on trying to deliver, and I think that's one of the personal values that I have over the years honed, trying to make sure that I do deliver when I'm asked to, without looking at time and anything else. I think there's a thing around whether someone is time based or output based. I would say I love to be output based, and that's one of my key personal principles. And also I want to make sure that no one needs to be on my back every other minute asking for a certain outcome. So I want to own my outcome and make sure that I deliver when I promise to do.
Okay, and then for those that would like to maybe reach out to Premier Credit, get to know and interact with some of your products and services, how can they reach you?
Yeah, there are several ways to reach Premier Credit. I think mostly because of what we're trying to build. We are everywhere on social media. So we are on LinkedIn, we are on Facebook, Instagram. So we are out there on social media. But more than that is our customers are welcome to visit our branches. We do have 5 branches across the country in some of the key business districts of this country. So we have a branch in Lusaka along Cairo Road. We do have one in Kabwe. We have one in Kitwe, in Ndola, and in Solwezi. So they should feel free to reach out to some of these. But they can also use a lot more of our digital platforms, including our mobile app. They can download one and access our excellent services.
All right, Vincent, it's been a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks, Cedric. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
And congratulations once again.
Thank you.
This has been Cedric Chuma for Financial Insight Zambia. Get to know.
This is how you invest on the Premier Invest platforms. You can invest via USSD by dialing *559#. Load your wallet by selecting option 1 for payments, then press 4 to deposit and enter the amount. You will receive a prompt to enter your mobile money PIN. Enter your PIN and the amount will be deducted from your mobile money account. Return to main menu and select Invest by selecting option 3, Read, and press 1 to proceed. Load investment wallet by selecting option 3. Enter the amount you would like to invest. Wait for confirmation. You will receive a message confirming your investment amount and how it will grow at the end of the investment period. You can also invest via our mobile app. Log into the Premier Credit app. Load investment account. Tap on Invest Wallet Deposit. Enter the amount you wish to transfer into the investment account and tap on the Submit button. Tap on Agreed and proceed to authorize the transaction. You will receive an SMS on your registered mobile number. Then you will receive a transaction was successful notification. Steps to invest on the app. Tap on Invest. You will see a list of products to invest in. Tap on a loan product to invest in from the list. You will see input text fields for amount and investment tenure. Enter the amount you wish to invest, tap on the investment tenure and select the number of months from the menu. Then tap on the Submit button. Tap on Agreed and proceed. You will receive an SMS on your registered mobile number. You will then receive a transaction was successful notification, then tap on OK. Steps to auto-invest on the app. Tap on Auto-Invest. You will see input text fields for risk, category, amount, and investment tenure. Tap on the risk category and select the category from the menu. Enter the amount you wish to invest. Tap on the investment tenure and select the number of months from the menu. Tap on the Invest button. Tap on Agreed and proceed. You will receive an SMS on your registered mobile number. You will then receive a transaction was successful notification, then tap OK. You can download the Premier Credit app on Google Play and the App Store. Thank you for investing with Premier Credit.